Hey folks, welcome back here to the Vegas Don channel. We're here on Village Center Circle in Summerlin, East Summerlin, but I want to show you guys, so I have to turn around immediately because there's a guardhouse here and I've already went up to him, but this is the drive, the neighborhood in which David Copperfield and Steve Wynn and some other big rollers here in town all live down that way. Country Club Hills, down on Enclave down there. But I can't get in there to show you guys. I wish I could, but unfortunately, I'm not allowed. I'm not worthy. So I even asked the security guard, I said, hey, I just got a little channel on YouTube. Just want to see if I can just take video. I'm not trying to get out of the car or anything. They're like, no. No, and never find your way back here again. No, he didn't say that. You are not permitted.
Speed limit.
So we're heading southbound now on Village Center Drive here in eastern Summerlin. We're south of Lake Mead Boulevard. Another traffic circle. They love their traffic circles in this town. I guess it's better than stopping at a stop sign. Stop sign, four-way stops and stuff like that aren't very pretty to look at, right? Probably. Library Hills Drive, it says there. The Hills Village Center. Okay. Village Center Circle. And we're going to continue south here onto Town Center Drive. So this is Summerlin Parkway right here. So for David Copperfield and the other high rollers, they just get off Summerlin Parkway here and at Town Center and just drive up there to Enclave Court, to their homes. I'm surprised they don't have a more ornate looking type of gate out in front, right? It's just a little yellow flimsy thing for residents only. They don't have like a grandiose type of gate sitting there or anything. We'll pause it here for a moment. Yeah, so just a brief little thing about the Summerlin Parkway here. So US 95 east of here curves and goes northbound towards Reno. So when they were developing and planning for all of this, they had Howard Hughes and all that doing the Summerlin development out here on the west side of town. And they had the foresight to build a highway, i.e. Summerlin Parkway, to connect US 95 to Summerlin, which is brilliant, in my humble opinion. Otherwise, you'd be sitting on surface streets going through red lights. That is tremendous planning. I mean, kudos to them when they did that. You don't see that on the east side of town at all. The northeast side of town, the east side of town, any of it. Falling Water, it's called over here. Apartment buildings on our left. And then Covington Cross, it says here, at this light. But that's the one thing that that's why I mentioned Summerlin Parkway, because once you get done with one red light and it turns green, then boom, you have another one that turns red. It's just the way it is here in Vegas. If you're new to the channel, please do like, follow, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys being here. Should be getting the green here in just a moment. If you like drone videos, check out Vids from Mike, VIDSFROMMIKE. Does some awesome sunrise and sunset drone videos to include plane spotting and the elusive and mysterious Janet Airlines. If you don't know Janet Airlines, feel free to do a quick Google search. Prepare to be wowed and amazed. Really fascinating stuff. So we've got another little traffic circle up here. I'm going to stay on the inside because I want to go south. And we're heading south, so I want to make sure we continue heading south. Look at this guy. Wow. I'm coming through there anyway, no matter what you say. you're gonna stop for me. You know, it reminds me, and I've mentioned this in previous videos too, of The Great Gatsby, both the book, and then I believe she says it in the movie too, but it takes two people to cause an accident, right? If one's not paying attention, you hope the other one is. So here we are at another traffic circle. No one coming this way. Hullop Highway over here off to the right as we continue southbound on Town Center Drive. I guess it's better than a traffic light, right? Maybe. But they do love their traffic circles here, and the problem is that no one seems to know how to drive through them. Just like we just saw that one that just, she was going to come through regardless. She was not going to stop for anyone. So this is Anasazi here, Anasazi Drive, which also intersects Summerlin Parkway to the north of us. But then we have some gated communities over here on our left. But yeah, so take this image of Town Center Drive, just driving down the street here, right? Compared to what we see driving down Charleston Boulevard, east of the 95, or Lake Mead Boulevard, east of Lamb, on the east side of town. And honestly, why? Why can they not do this stuff on the east side of town? I mean, I get that it's all built up and built out, but that doesn't mean that the city can't come in, or the city or the county can't come in and do this and just redesign stuff. They do it all the time, all over the country. It's just, again, the lack of political will. They just don't care. And the county commissioners here, they would much rather just give away, like, free trees. Which is really ironic. Okay, so that's another thing I gotta mention. So the county commissioners here, they like to give away free trees, which is probably just a payback to a campaign contributor at a nursery or something, right? So what they do is they tell their constituents, oh yeah, you can come over here and get a free tree this weekend. Blah, 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 blah. Plant a tree. Super. You know, it'll help prevent the heat island effect. That's awesome. Oh, but by the way, there's a water shortage. So how are you going to feed that tree that you just got? Because you can't water it, right? I mean, you can, but if they catch you doing what they deem to be water waste, then they'll fine you $80. So, I mean, they're giving you free trees that you have to water, but if you water them and that water ends up in the street or whatever because of gravity or something else, you're going to get fined. Wouldn't that be entrapment? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me know what you guys think about that. We'll pause for a moment. Got the green light here at Charleston, which is a major east-west artery. I just mentioned Charleston, the east side of Charleston over there, and how different it looks out here on the west side of town versus the east side of town. And I did just mention the heat island effect, and I'm sure you're wondering, come on, Don, stop making stuff up. Nope, it is a real thing. They've actually called it now. This is Griffith Peak Drive, it says, where, you know, especially in the summertime here, you have all this pavement and concrete and etc. that makes everything so much more warmer than what they advertise the temperature is at the airport in the little box that they have with the cooler and the fan blowing on it, or whatever they have to make the temperature look like it's not as bad as it really is. But anyway, so the heat island effect is it's essentially the heat of the day and the sun and everything else. It heats up the asphalt, heats up the concrete, heats up the buildings and everything else, and it creates a heat island here in the city. And it's not exclusive just to Vegas either. This is, you know, any city, especially in the summertime, you get this heat island effect, they call it, and it makes it pretty brutal. So yeah, they want to give you free trees. Here's a tree, go plant it. Try not to get fined. La Madre Mountain Drive here as we come up to I think Sahara's up here somewhere. We'll pause it for a moment. Howard Hughes Company LLC, it says on this lot over here. Goodness, we're hitting every single, yep, there's Sahara there. Every single red light. Downtown Center Drive here. Although technically this isn't town center. It's the center of town is probably along the Interstate 15 corridor. But we'll allow for it. Continue southbound here on Town Center. On the eastern reaches of Summerlin out here. I've seen signs for Summerlin. I had a Desert Primrose is the name of this light. I've had some viewers tell me that no, this isn't Summerlin. That's too far east. They have signs up that say welcome to Summerlin, so that's what I'm going by. Definitely want to thank you all so very, very much for joining us. We really appreciate each and every single one of you. Please do like, follow, share, and subscribe to us. It really helps recommend us to other viewers. And it absolutely helps recommend us to the almighty algorithm. The almighty algorithm is what really carries the weight of your voice to other folks. So please help us out there. And also check out our merch available. We have some awesome gear. Maybe something for yourself or your significant other. As we come up here to Havenwood. They have a lot of road names that end in wood in this town. Noticed all over the place. Ironic, because it's a desert, and there's not a whole lot of trees that are, really indigenous to the desert, other than Joshua trees, really. A lot of wood roads in this town. Faith Lutheran Community Church over here on the right. They also have a school in there too. So come down here to the light at Twain. Twain's a minor residential arterial out here. And then we're going to intersect the 215 Beltway here. It curves. Even though we're headed south, it curves. The 215 does. It kind of like does an S-curve down here on the southwestern part of town. And we're going over that S-curve right now. Thank you so very, very much again for being here. We could not do this without you. And as always, remember here on the Vegas Don channel, it is the journey where what happens in Vegas stays here in the Vegas Don channel on YouTube. We'll see you next time, folks.